Coming up next on Bear News, a new hair trend you probably haven't considered, but you might just give it a shot after hearing the reason behind it.
Coming up in sports, we'll see how the UNC club hockey team fared this weekend against Northern Arizona.
We've entered a much more active weather pattern recently. Stick around to find out how this next system will impact our weekend.
We've got all that and more on this episode of Bear News. Don't go anywhere.
Joining us on Bear News. I'm Kayla Murray. UNC's Campus Health Center tries to offer a wide variety of services to satisfy students' health needs. As Bear reporter Caitlin Sullivan tells us, students have access to services for not only physical health, but mental health as well.
Cassidy Hall holds the UNC Student Clinic, located at the corner of 10th Avenue and 19th Street.
At the heart of UNC, we have the Campus Health Center, but how much do students really know about all that UNC Student Health has to offer?
A two-story building that houses the student clinic and offers free counseling to full-time students on the second floor. The UNC Student Health Center Medical Clinic offers more than providing regular checkups. A donation of 500 meningitis shots are available for student needs free of charge, and NCAP AIDS resource now visits once a month, according to Dr. Aaron Stalker. For a full list of all that Student Health has to offer, you can log on to unc.edu and search Student Health. The campus clinic also partnered with and outsources to accelerated rehab therapy for a variety of student needs. A facility on the north end of Greeley, just behind Greeley Medcare, off 10th Street and 28th Avenue. ACT allows students to receive sports-related injury care, massage therapy, acupuncture, and chiropractic services.
Come in and they'll meet with our medical provider who's usually broken or needs surgery or any other kind of repair. And if it's not surgical or needing an orthopedic consult, then they'll come over to the rehabilitation side of the ART section in the Student Health Center. And we will do an assessment. Sometimes it's a chiropractic assessment where we're really looking at the spine, we're looking at the joints in the spine, we're looking for nerve interference, we're looking for muscular tension, and then we will perform therapies that will help to relieve those things.
Students found the resources available quite useful.
I think that it's really smart to have that sort of option on campus so that students are able to find health resources, especially like students who live out of state or who are new to town and don't exactly know where those resources are available otherwise.
Reporting from Cassidy Hall, I'm Caitlin Sullivan, Bear News.
Thanks, Caitlin. For more information, go to the Health Center's website at www.unco.edu/shc.
The Unity Theater wants to change your perspective and maybe some stereotypes. How? With its first project called Voiceless in America, The Black Case. The play is divided into two parts. The first tells the story of a man who's arrested for selling drugs. What makes the story interesting is that it's told from different perspectives and requires the actors to give very emotional performances. The second part is a game show that's meant to get the audience to laugh. But while it's funny, it shows some very negative stereotypes too. This is their first performance, and they plan on taking the play to the American College Theater Festival.
Have you ever thought about shaving your whole head? Not too many college students find this to be an up-and-coming trend. However, one UNC student found a way to not only change opinions on going bald, but inspire others to change lives in the process.
I noticed I was going bald, and I was like, I wonder what I'm going to look like when I'm completely bald, so I shaved my head, and my mom hated it. And so she told my aunt about it, and my aunt's like, oh, I'm sure with his heart, he's doing it for children's cancer or something. And I heard this story, and so I was like, well, maybe I should. And so I started looking into different events and different things that we could do, and I came upon St. Baldrick's. And basically how the event works is people commit to shaving their heads, and then fundraise with family and friends to ultimately meet the goal. I mean, last year we grew it to the second largest philanthropy on campus, and so this year it's definitely a goal to grow to the largest philanthropy on campus. We had right around 40 people that decided to shave their heads. 7 of them were women, and then the rest were men. And so this year, I'm sure that number will probably grow. But in terms of people there, I'd love to double in size. I think we had right around 100 people at all times for the event. So I'd love to see, maybe 200 or more.
If you would like to get involved with the second annual Bears Go Bald event on May 2nd, contact Zach Garland at zg5280@gmail.com.
Snow, wind, sun, oh my. In this battle between spring and winter, when will there be some peaceful weather? Winter just won't let us forget that it's February in Colorado. Let's go to Bear News meteorologist Colton Grasmick to find out if the sun we saw today will return tomorrow. Colton?
Thanks, Michelle. First, let's take a look at the view outside. We see mostly clear skies, a few clouds, but mostly just a clear Colorado blue sky. Better get your fresh air soon, though, because changes are coming. If you go to our current conditions, we see it's about 55, probably a little warmer than that actually right now. See, it's mostly sunny, and 6 miles per hour from the west is your wind. Tonight, we should see partly cloudy skies with dying winds, and your nighttime low looks to be about 27. Next, when I come back, I'll give you your forecast for the full rest of the week and show you how some snow will impact your weekend.
Thanks, Colton. Coming up after the break, if you're planning to study abroad anytime soon, we'll tell you all you need to know before you board that plane.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
If you're looking to study abroad for a summer or semester, now is the time to start preparing. UNC's annual Spring Study Abroad Fair in the UC last Thursday was a good place to start. Each program had its own table that told the students about the specifics of that program. Informational brochures, flyers, and booklets littered the tables next to the games and prizes. In addition to regular study abroad and exchange programs, you could find out about internships and faculty-led programs too. And if you missed out on the fair, don't worry. The next meeting is Wednesday, February 25th in the UC Aspen Room C.
You might know Tanisha Long and Esther Koo better as the girls from MTV's Girl Code. Well, they came to Greeley Thursday. The two hilarious comedians gave advice about relationships, college struggles, and of course, how to deal with the dreadful roommates. They surprised the audience with some explicit material, but that just made the night more interesting. The audience sang and clapped as Esther Koo sang Fisting the Night Away. Koo even gave UNC a new name. She's from Chicago and claims that UNC stole the name from the Chicago Bears. She suggested that the school should be called University of Northern Colorado THC-filled Gummy Bears. The comedians made jokes about the students and putting them on the spot, especially the few guys in the crowd.
If your life is hectic and busy, don't worry. A calm year is headed your way as UNC celebrates the Year of the Sheep. The Asian Studies students and clubs invite you to welcome the Year of the Sheep with a celebration on Tuesday. Kicking off the event is a free, family-friendly, multicultural carnival featuring face painting, origami folding, karaoke corner, and other fun activities. Following the carnival is the annual banquet and show with performances by UNC students and alumni. You can buy your tickets by calling 970-351-4TIX or at the UC box office.
And in this week's Pinterest Pick of the Week, we feature ways to upgrade those ramen noodles. SeriousEats.com has 30 easy ways to change up that cheap noodle packet so many of us live on. Simple sauces or condiments such as miso paste, sesame oil, or lime juice give the ramen a different flavor. The website also suggests adding different veggies like spinach or bean sprouts. You can even cook eggs multiple ways, poach them or fry them with the noodles for added protein. Add thinly sliced meat to really create a filling meal, or maybe combine all the ingredients for a ramen pad thai or for your own unique ramen dish. For more recipes and add-ins, visit their website. That's SeriousEats.com. Coming up after the break, Colton will give us a more in-depth look at the coming weather.
Stay tuned.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Live with a human for a while, and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Welcome back to Bear News. I'm your meteorologist, Colton Grasmick. Taking a look at the temperatures around the area, we see Greeley is right now about 55. Up north and to the east, it's much colder. Minneapolis at 0 right now. Des Moines, 7. Omaha, 16. See, those warmer temperatures are staying down to the west. Oklahoma City at 43, and Pueblo, I think, is our warmest temperature on the map at 50. And if we go to our next graphic, we have our almanac. See how these temperatures compare with the past years. Today we got to about 61, maybe even warmer than that. The average is about 44, so we're way above that. But we haven't reached the record of 71 in 1981. Although this morning was about 24, above the average of 17, but not as cold as at -5. If we go to our next graphic, we'll see what the satellite looks like. Right now it looks pretty nice over the west of the United States. Very few clouds just over the ocean mostly. But that is very deceiving. If we go back to our surface, we can see it's not too bad either. We have this front setting up right here. We have warmer air to the west and colder to the east. We have this low that's setting up right here in the Texas Panhandle. And as that grows, we're going to get some cold air coming from the east. We're getting a cold front. This warm front here is going to turn to a cold front and come westward. So that's when you see all our cold air for this snowstorm coming up. In our next graphic, we have the temperatures, the highs for tomorrow. While we do have some snow coming in for the weekend, tomorrow doesn't look too bad. Most of it's going to come in the afternoon to evening hours. So those temperatures are going to get up to the 50s for Greeley. Fort Morgan, 54. If you go to the Denver area, you might see 55. And down at Pueblo, staying pretty warm too at 62. Next, I have some loops for you to show what the weather might do the next day or so. So here's at 2 a.m. tomorrow. We have some rain starting to come in, actually. Temperatures will still be pretty warm, so this is going to be in the form of rain. In our next loop, we see some more setting up. This stops at 11 a.m. on Saturday. So the temperatures are going to be much colder. The cold front has backed in, and so we should be able to see a lot of snow during this period. This is finally into Sunday. Most of the snow is moved out to the west of Colorado, and we should see most of that snow on Saturday evening. How much? It's a difficult question. Lots of variables in this storm, but it looks like you could expect between 3 to 5 inches. Our next graphic, we'll see how this will impact your 5-day forecast. It's a little blocked right now, but it's going to impact it quite significantly. Saturday and Sunday will be very snowy, but after that, temperatures will stay pretty cold. We won't see too much warmth after those days. So there's your 5-day forecast. Thanks for sticking with us. Now we'll go to my Bowtie brother, Steven, with the sports.
Thanks, Colton. After the break, we will see how men's and women's basketball fared against the Montanas.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke.
UNC men's basketball team won't go down without a fight. The Bears put their all in Thursday's game against Montana State. Montana took a quick lead with a 15-5 run over the first 7 minutes of play. When not ready to hand over a win, UNC outscored the Bobcats 16-3 in the 5 minutes before halftime. By half, UNC trailed by 6 points and closed the gap on the Bobcats. Montana wouldn't let the lead go, although UNC tied the game once during the second half. The Bobcats' response was another 6 straight points, and the Bears came up short in their comeback attempt. Not to say that the team didn't rock their stats, though. Senior forward Dominic Lee got his 6th double-double of the season, scoring 11 straight for a total of 16 points. He also added 10 rebounds to his stats. Senior guard Tevin Svihovic and sophomore guard Jordan Wilson both hit double digits. It was a third straight 20-point game for sophomore guard Cameron Michaels. The final score was 87-90, handing the Bears their first Big Sky loss at home. Your heart can only take so much breaking on Valentine's Day, and the UNC men's basketball team got to that point, losing 81-83 in a triple overtime thriller. The Bears fought to overcome a large deficit throughout the whole game. Free throws played a crucial role in the comeback. The other factor, the Bears switched to a full-court defense with 10 minutes left in the first half and stayed with it for the rest of the game. The Bears managed to tie the game at the end of regulation. The score stayed tied through 2 overtimes, but Montana pulled out a win in the third overtime. Senior guard Tevin Svihovic led the Bears to 23 points in the loss. The Bears have a chance for redemption tonight when they face Sacramento State in an away game. Same schools, different outcome. While the men's basketball team had disappointment facing the Montanas at home, women's basketball went on the road this past week, remaking a name for themselves against the Montanas. Thursday night, UNC's women's basketball took on the Montana State Bobcats and came out victorious with an 84-63 win. The Bears dominated both halves of the game. The start of the night, no surprise to Shara Strange, who had a career night. Strange led the Bears with 31 points on 14 field goals. That's the first time Strange has scored more than 30 points and her 8th double-double of the season. Also on fire for the Bears, Stephanie Lee. She got 25 points on 10 field goals. The win against the Bobcats carried over with the Bears Saturday night when they faced the Montana Grizzlies. For most of the first half, the Bears chased the Grizzlies trying to come from behind, but the second half is what sealed the win for the Bears. They caught up when Rebecca Howell started a 7-0 run with a jumper 5 minutes left in the game. That closed the gap by 3 points. With 39 seconds left in the game, Stephanie Lee nailed a 3-point shot, and they were tied. On the next possession of the Grizzlies, only made 1 of 2 free throws to take a 1-point lead, 51-50. That would be the score until senior guard Shara Strange banked in a shot with 2.6 seconds left in the game that gave the Bears a 52-51 win, and it also ended the Grizzlies' home game winning streak at 23. And as the old saying goes, the rest is now history. Tonight, the Bears have their pink out play for K game as they host Sacramento State at 7. When a hockey game ends in a tie in overtime, a shootout usually decides the winner, right? Well, not always. The UNC Bears faced off against Northern Arizona University Friday night in the first of 2 matchups last weekend. The Lumberjacks scored first, but senior forward Corbin Fitzgibbons scored 5 minutes later on a power play, tying the score 1-1. Not wanting to go into the second period without scoring again, the Lumberjacks answered with a second goal a minute later. Freshman forward Colin Schmelka scored just 4 minutes into the second period, tying the game yet again. Freshman forward Mitchell Bailey later followed Fitzgibbon's lead and scored on a power play, making the score 3-2. No scoring in the second period, but lots of penalties. 6 to be exact, and 5 of them on UNC. Third period now, and NAU tied things up for the third time, which meant only one thing: overtime. Neither team could find a way to score in the 5 minutes of OT, yet the game didn't go to a deciding shootout. Instead, the Bears and Lumberjacks battled it out in an unofficial shootout just for kicks, and the Lumberjacks came out on top, scoring 3 goals to the Bears' 2. But because the shootout didn't count toward the final score, the game ended in a tie, 3-3. Valentine's Day isn't supposed to be a day for breaking hearts. Just try telling that to the UNC Bears club hockey team. The Bears hockey team faced off against Northern Arizona University for the second time in 2 days on Valentine's Day, and they were looking for payback. After tying Northern Arizona on the 13th, the Bears looked to take the overall series on Saturday. The team started out strong by ending the first period with a 3-1 lead against the Lumberjacks. Unfortunately, it was all downhill from there. The Bears could only score 1 goal each period for the rest of the game. And when the final whistle blew, the Bears found themselves on the short end of a 6-5 score. In spite of 2 tough losses, the Bears held on to their impressive 4th ranking in the Pacific Conference. The Bears will face the 9-seed Missouri State Bears in Game 1 of the regional tournament in Chicago Friday.
Thanks, Stephen. Coming up after the break, satisfy that sweet tooth with some Girl Scout cookies.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want help, but they don't really know how. And teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm going to have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
It's that time of the year again that can be described as a college student's favorite, but of course there's some calorie involved. Fair News reporter Ashley Stitch went out with our question of the week.
This week's question of the week is, what is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Tagalongs, because I like peanut butter.
Used to be Thin Mints, but I think this year I'm changing it up a little bit, and I like Samoas.
Thin Mints, probably, just because I like them. They're pretty good.
Thin Mints, definitely.
I like Samoas because I love coconut.
I don't know.
I would actually have to say I've never had Girl Scout cookies ever.
Tagalongs because they're like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but better.
The mint ones, whatever they are, because, I mean, they're good.
I like the Samoa cookie. It's got to be Samoas.
I just had the macaroon things. I don't know what they're called. But...
Thin Mints, because you can freeze them and keep them as long as you want, and then when you take them out of the freezer, you have frozen Thin Mints, and it's awesome.
Reporting from the University Center, Ashley Stitch, Fair News.
All right, now that definitely makes me hungry for some cookies. I don't know about you, but Tagalongs are my favorite every time.
I'm more of a Thin Mint fan myself.
All right, a little bit of a classic. All right.
And finally tonight, want a chance to sit at the anchor desk, give the weather report, or hear your stories on Bear News? Make sure to stop by our open house March 31st to get a feel for what it's like to be in the business. Don't forget to bring your friends for food and funtivities.
Oh, I really can't wait, but it'll be a blast.
It's going to be exciting.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week.
Until then, stay up to date on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Bear News 98. Be sure to like us.
Have a great week.